Hey guys, welcome to today's video, and today we are taking a look back at my absolute favourite makeup releases from 2023. One of the major things that 2023 has taught me is that sometimes your first experience with a product is not accurate. So if you've tried a product first time and you hate it, don't write it off. Don't write it off just yet. Because some of the products that I'm going to talk about today, I actually did write off. But something made me pick them up again, and I'm glad that I did. Before we get into it, I just wanted to let you know that I do post videos like this on a weekly basis. So if that sounds like something that you might be interested in, then please do consider subscribing to the channel because I would love to have you here. Right, let's take a look back. So the first product on my list is the Glossier Stretch Fluid Foundation. I'm a big Glossier fan, but I love them for what they are. So they are quite minimalistic. You know, they're not really full beat, full glam makeup. And if you've ever tried any complexion products from Glossier before, for example, if you've ever tried their skin tint, you will know that that is pretty much water. It's literally tinted water. So before this foundation came out, I thought it would be the same. But honestly, I couldn't have been more surprised when I tried this foundation. The consistency of this is the absolute opposite of what I was expecting. It comes in 32 shades. I actually did review this on my channel and I enjoyed it. But after I reviewed it, I didn't pick it up again for ages. So I think there was two reasons for that. Number one was the fluidity of the foundation. I just prefer a more runny formula. And also there is quite a scent from this. If you are sensitive for fragrance, you're probably gonna wanna skip this. I picked this up again and oh my goodness, I'm so glad that I did. I really continue to see the benefits of this foundation. It's stunning. It doesn't cling on to any of my problematic patches, so I have a little bit of texture on my chin. It blends beautifully over that. It doesn't sit into any of my fine lines or my wrinkles, which obviously is really important for me. It lasts really beautifully throughout the day. It doesn't break up, it doesn't come away. Bear in mind, I have normal to dry skin. I've seen people review this with oily skin and haven't loved it as much. So from a foundation that was fine, it's actually entered my top 5 foundations of all time. I love this. I need to pick up my correct winter shade. I love the fact that it's never ever cakey. It's beautiful. I am a big fan of this Glossier. Love it. I feel like 2023 was the year of the concealer, and I'm not mad about that. I love concealers. Anything complexion wise, I'm on it. And if you've watched any of my videos before, you'll have heard me rambling on about my 2 favorite concealers that were released in 2023, the Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer and the Tower 28 Swipe Serum Concealer. Now, I've spoken about these 2 concealers at length, so you can find some videos on those already on my channel. I don't want to be repeating myself really in this video because I don't think it's very helpful. I really need to give a bit of credit to another concealer that came out that literally just missed out on my top 5 concealers of all time, and it's the Haus Labs. The Haus Labs, it's got a really long name, what is it? So it's the Haus Labs Triclone Skin Tech Hydrating and Depuffing Concealer. I think I have the wrong shade, so I have this in the shade 20 Light Medium Peach. I've been picking this up more and more because for my mature under eyes, there is no creasing, there is no settling into my fine lines. It doesn't look cakey, it doesn't look heavy, it's super buildable. It's an amazing concealer and definitely up there with the Natasha Denona and the Tower 28 from this year. But if you have mature under eyes like me, I think you will really love this. It's beautiful and you don't need to set it either. For me, a concealer wins if it doesn't actually need to be set with powder because I'm a bit of a powder phobe. I mean, I think we're finding now that the majority of makeup has skincare ingredients and they claim to improve your skin over time. I can't really comment on that because I use different products every single day. So I'm not consistently using something on a regular basis. If you have under eyes like me, mature under eyes, definitely give the Haus Labs some consideration. Right, makeup palettes. 2 palettes stand out to me, and they stand out to me because they are relatively cool toned palettes, and I'm a creature of habit. I lean towards warm and neutral toned palettes, but these two are cool and I love them. So you've heard me talking about this one before, which is the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude palette. I love this, nothing has changed, but I'm thinking a lot of you are bored of hearing about this palette because this seems to be making everybody's list, everybody's number one. And it is gorgeous, it's absolutely lovely. I love it because it has something for everybody, I think, and it has something for any occasion. So whether it's day to day, which is the most important thing for me, it has super wearable shades, but you can glam this up to the glammest of the glam if that's what you want. And I think that's why I love this. I think the shades are really easy to use. Stunning formulas from Natasha Denona as always. I just think it's a really great everyday palette and a really good investment. Before you invest in the Natasha Denona, you know, make sure that you really do like cool tones, because it is, and it's not for everybody. So you might be seeing it online and thinking, oh wow, that looks great on that person, but are cool tones really your preference? Really think about that before you spend the money, because they're not cheap, these palettes. Now, before I show you this next palette, just a preface to this. I am not usually interested in quad eyeshadow palettes, because for me, I don't feel like I'm getting bang for my buck, but there was one palette that came out and I missed the boat and it was out of stock everywhere, but I found it. I found it in stock and I'm so happy I did, because it's just amazing. So I don't usually like bougie products. They kind of put me off. I don't get impressed by super lovely packaging usually, but look at her. This is one of the Couture mini clutches from YSL. I don't really have to talk about the packaging, do I? It's absolutely stunning. This is just all I need in a palette. Yes, do I wish there was another kind of transitional matte in there? But for me, this is just... These eyeshadows have a formula that I've never experienced. The formula is enriched with precious oils, which I think contributes to the silky feeling of the eyeshadows. It's a consistency that I've never experienced. They blend like no eyeshadow that I've ever had. And maybe all YSL eyeshadows are like this, but I've never bought a YSL palette before. Perfect for every day, it's perfect for glam. They're not cheap, so this cost me, I think it was 50 euros. That is a lot of money. But what I tend to do is I buy big eyeshadow palettes and I only use 3 or 4 shadows out of it consistently. So that's how I justified this purchase. If you were looking to treat yourself, maybe you got a bit of Christmas money, you won't regret it, honestly. And this is coming from somebody who, I'm a little bit tight, I'm a little bit stingy. I don't like spending a lot of money on things, but I can tell you that this would be worth your money. You will never experience eyeshadows like this. There's something really special about this formula. I don't know what it is, but stunning. Now, next up, we have the e.l.f. Halo Glow ones, which I absolutely love and so affordable. So I picked up all of the ones, so the highlight, the contour and the blush. Wasn't a big fan of the blush. I don't know whether it was the colours that I chose, but I didn't love them. The contour and the highlight are perfect because I think they are so natural. So the contour, this is probably too light for me. So this is in the shade light medium. I love this because I feel like you can't go wrong. I feel like these are really, really forgiving contour and highlight ones. So if you mess up or you think you've applied too much, it doesn't matter because it just blends like a dream. It blends absolutely beautifully and just gives you a really natural look, which 9 times out of 10, that's what I'm looking for. I'm not always going full glam. These are absolutely perfect for beginners, people wanting to just dip their toe into contour a little bit, you know, people who are afraid of cream contour, have a go at these. These are absolutely brilliant. Obviously, they're supposed to be a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury Beauty ones. I reach for both. I reach for the e.l.f. on a daily basis, and I tend to reach for Charlotte Tilbury if I just need a bit more punch. But the highlight, I just think it's so supernatural. These days, I don't really wear much highlight, only when I'm going on a night out, very rarely. This, absolutely brilliant if you just want a little bit of extra glow, a little bit of radiance and luminosity. Perfect. This has been an amazing year for blush and liquid blush. Now, this isn't a new product, so it's the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Liquid Blush, but this was a new shade released this year. There were 2 new shades released this year. I picked up Worth. It's described as a true rose, and this is dewy. I mean, if you've watched any of my videos, you will know that I'm a huge Rare Beauty blush fan. I just think these are amazing. They're amazingly pigmented, last all day. Worth was a shade I feel like I was waiting for. That rose is just perfection. I love it. The other blushes that I've tried this year for the first time were Nars liquid blushes, and I picked up the minis of the Afterglow. So that was these. They came in a holiday pack, the invite only mini Afterglow liquid blush set. Now, when I first tried these, I was a little bit confused because they are so lightweight. I'm used to using products like the Rare Beauty, which are highly pigmented. With the Nars Afterglow blush, they are literally a sheer wash of colour. And at first I was a little bit thrown, but oh my goodness, since then I have been loving these. I love these because I wear them on my kind of no makeup days. I wear them on my no makeup days where I want to pop out on the school run, pop a bit of concealer on, and just want a little bit of colour to my cheeks. I will use one of these. And as you can see here, I'm popping it over the Rare Beauty blush, and it just makes it look really healthy and dewy and glowy. It just looks so nice. And I've never used a formula like this before, where when you apply them to the cheeks, they feel really cooling and soothing. But again, they claim to have skincare based ingredients, but they last really, really well. I was worried at first, thinking that, you know, they would break up or they would disappear to nothing, you know, because they don't have that pigment. But no, they're absolutely stunning. If you are looking for something that's a bit more natural, something that's really buildable, because they are really buildable, you can build this up to have good pigment. So yeah, absolutely lovely blushes. And as we're talking about blushes, and I do love blush, I just love it, I really do. I really liked the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Matte Beauty Blush ones that were released this year. Absolutely beautiful, but completely different to the others. So I picked up the matte beauty ones when I was having some hormonal breakouts on my cheeks. And when I use dewy blush on spots or breakouts, it just emphasizes them. But I still want to wear liquid blush. So this was brilliant for that. And yeah, they are very, very pigmented though, so do go handy. Yeah, I wanted to give a little mention to those because I have really enjoyed the Charlotte Tilbury Matte Beauty Blush ones. All right, so this next product, the Huda Beauty Mascara, the One Coat Wow. I got this on launch day, super excited to have it. The first time I tried it, I was so impressed. However, then I continued to use it and the formula was just so wet. The brush is massive, and when you've got smaller lashes like me, that can be tricky. And it's definitely dried out and I'm liking it a lot more. If I want a really fast mascara application, I'm picking this up. This should be called One Dip Wow. You do not need to be dipping back into the tube. One dip and you are done. You don't need any more product. It picks up so much. Honestly, one swipe and you are pretty much done. So I guess for me, this mascara has a time and a place. If I want a little bit of drama, if I want kind of faker looking lashes, I'm going to pick this up. And now that it's dried out a little bit, I'm really enjoying it so much more. Tell me, have you tried this? Do you love it or do you hate it? What do you think of it? So ending now with my favorite lip products. Now, the first one was a little bit confusing for me because I didn't really know what it was. So it's called a lip oil, but I don't think it really is a lip oil. So I'm talking about the Rare Beauty lip oils, and I really wanted to try one of their liners because I'd heard so much about them. I am really impressed with this set. If you want to try the lip oils and the lip liner, I would definitely recommend this. It was really reasonably priced. 20 something euros, I think it cost me for the two, which I thought was really good. So it contains the lip oil in the shade Delight and a lip liner in the shade Admired. Can I just say, these lip liners are perfection. They are so beautiful, and I love how you can twist them up to dispense product. It's really creamy formula. I waited for so long before buying one of the lip oils because I'd heard mixed things. People saying that they're not really a lip oil, they're a lip stain, why are they called a lip oil? So I did my research. So the Soft Pinch Tinted Lip Oil in Delight is an innovative gel to oil formula which starts glossy and leaves lips tinted while staying comfortable, never sticky all day. And I would absolutely agree with that. But for me, it's not actually an oil. An oil is something that feels like an oil and that stays like an oil. This is more of a glossy lip tint, but it doesn't stay glossy. It will stay glossy for a little while, but it definitely does dry down after a while. But I love it. I've seen people say online that they find it really hard to remove the tint. I've not had that experience at all. I've just really enjoyed these. When I wear this combo in particular, I always get compliments. I always get asked, what have you got on your lips? And it feels really lovely. So absolutely not sticky in any way, shape or form. And it has like a cooling feeling on the lips. It's not tingly or anything like that. It just feels really nice, hydrating and super comfortable. I am a big fan of these, but I can understand where the confusion is coming in because it's not a traditional lip oil at all. So don't pick it up thinking it is one. They should probably change the name, really. And now e.l.f. brought out some of my favourite lipsticks this year, and they are the O Face Satin Lipsticks. I'm just going to show you two of my favourite shades. These lipsticks are as good as any high-end lipstick that I own. And I have a lot of lipsticks. This is the shade Dirty Talk. So Dirty Talk is described as a beige pink. Love that. It's great for every day. I love wearing it when I go out and then I stick a gloss over the top. I also wanted to show you the shade Pleased, which is described as a muted rosy pink. This is Pleased and this is Dirty Talk. These are just such beautiful nudes, and the formula of these lipsticks are just stunning. Like I said, as good as any high-end lipstick I've tried. They're so comfortable, they're wearable, they're pigmented. I'm on a mission to collect every shade because they're so affordable. Just wonderful everyday lipsticks, and even the packaging is fantastic. You know, they have that magnetic bullet, which I find so handy with a lipstick. I just love these. Brilliant and super affordable. What were your favorite makeup releases? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you. I am now super excited for 2024 and what that will bring. And once again, Happy New Year to you all. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next one, but until then, take care and bye for now.